watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to get back into the March of the King. And first off, I want to say I know a lot of you guys have made a lot of requests. I'm still working on them. But this particular video I've been wanting to do for a while. And I want to talk about Monarch. Yes, Monarch, because here's a part of the storyline that we haven't really discussed, we really haven't delved into, outside of just talking about the monsters, but I kind of believe Monarch plays a major role in this as well. And when you consider what we've learned about them so far, I'm curious as to whether or not there's more to them, and as to whether or not we're going to see more about them in the 2018 movie. When you consider that they pretty much were tracking Godzilla for a long time, they knew about the Muto and were tracking them as well, paying attention, doing their studies. They obviously have the knowledge and the experience when it comes to giant creatures. So I would be willing to bet that they have to have some sort of role in knowing about, you know, the Ghidorah, Mothra, and the Rodans of the world. Perhaps even already knowing about them. Maybe in the second movie, you know, it'll be like some big secret that they knew about these monsters, but they didn't let anyone know, any government or military officials. And now it's out, you know, it's out in the open. And, you know, I'm kind of hoping, you know, we don't know what we're going to get with Monarch. You know, we're not. We don't know what we're going to get. But I'm hoping we get something a little bit more than what we got in the first movie. You know, basically Monarch was represented by, you know, Dr. Serizawa and his sidekick, you know, and, that was it. That was it. Outside of the military taking over in the early part of the movie after Cranston's death, that's all we knew about Monarch. But there's got to be more to them than just those two, right? I would think so. You can't just run an organization that big doing a task that large with just two people, can you? And considering how old the organization was, I would think there's got to be bigger players. So I'm kind of hoping that in this movie, we get to see a more in-depth look at the Monarch hierarchy. You know, maybe there's a lot of members there that we didn't get to meet in the first movie. Maybe Serizawa has someone he answers to. Maybe that person could play a potential villain. Hell, maybe that person's the reason why the monsters are unleashed in the first place. Either way, I definitely want to see more about Monarch. You know, and I'm not saying saturate the movie, so to speak, but I think develop them in such a way that maybe they become some sort of enemy. You know, maybe they are utilizing these monsters to try and take over the world or try and become a one world government, so to speak. Or either that or give them a bigger role in understanding the monsters, explaining the monsters, maybe a little bit more history. Take a look back at how these monsters got so large. I mean, obviously we know for the radiation consumption, but outside of that, like, where would they originate? You know, all we knew from the first movie was that there were ancient monsters that lived on Earth when the radiation was at its peak, when, you know, because they consume it. So I definitely want to see more Monarch in the second movie. I do want to see more Monarch. Again, not saturate. I just want to see more development for that faction, that fictional government or fictional scientific crew, for lack of a better term, in the second movie. That way we can get and I would think they'd have to do that. If you're going to explain monsters like Ghidorah and Mothra and things like that, I would think you would have to have that organization play a bigger role. You know, I mean, is it just that these monsters are going to pop up and some other scientist just kind of figures out where they're coming from? You know, I would definitely like to see Serizawa back, and see if there's someone he answers to, you know? I remember one speculation I made before the 2014 movie came out was that Akira Takarada was like the head of Monarch, and, you know, Serizawa answered to him, or they were kind of rivals. You know, there's still a chance for that. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but considering that, you know, it seems like America seems to be heading Monarch, and, you know, again, the military took over the control of Monarch midway, or a little bit more than midway, less I should say, through the movie. So it'll be interesting to see if they still control Monarch in the second movie, and if they start to, you know, that typical, well, these monsters, let's see if we can harness something for military purposes. And that becomes a bigger conflict. You know, I just think that they have so much potential to go in different directions with the Monarch tag that outside of just focusing on the monsters, which is what we've been doing, I think that Monarch would play a pivotal role into at least establishing the story, explaining the monsters, and maybe even, you know, to some extent, being involved with the monsters. So that's what I think about when I think of Monarch. You know, I just kind of feel when we got the promotion for the movie, you know, before it came out, remember we had the sinkholes, everything said Monarch on it. There was the website, there was all the secrecy, but we got like this much of Monarch in the first movie. So I kind of want to see them take some of that they use for promotion and really expand on it, really sell it, and use it in conjunction with the kaiju, in conjunction with the military. There's just so many different things they can do with it that I think could work in a good way if it's written correctly. So I'm hoping that in the second movie we get some more Monarch. What do they know? Why do they know? Why were they trying to keep it a secret? Or why were they hiding more monsters from us if that's the direction they want to go in? Who really runs Monarch? You know, what's Serizawa's role? Where does he rank in the hierarchy? You know, why did we only see him in the first movie? Why did he answer to no one except the military? You know, just things like that. And whether or not we get those questions answered, that remains to be seen. But I just think, in my personal opinion, there's a lot of potential for the Monarch tag in the movie. There's a lot of different things they can do with it. And I'm kind of hoping they utilize that. I'm kind of hoping they leverage that to really make a great movie outside of just the monsters beating each other up. So, but we will have to see, won't we? We have to wait. We have no choice. Unless somebody has a time machine, please send me a message. I would take a trip on that time machine. Be more than happy to go over there and let you guys know what I found out. Outside of that, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.